Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien. I'm joined in the studio by Nick Steffens, our producer. Our publisher is Matt Bryant. We're part of the Southeast Iowa Union, and we're throwing things different today. I'm joined by fellow hosts, Todd Patterson.
Substitute.
Second
string host, Todd Patterson, yes.
In the many hats Todd wears as hospital CEO, he's also in the play that our guests later today will be talking about. We have director Lynn Loula and Brandi Glaspie, who is Joan O'Hara, Todd's wife, Joan, because you are Duff O'Hara.
I'm Duff O'Hara, that's correct.
And how old are you in the play?
About 30.
About 30. I don't think you'll need to do a thing.
Playing younger. So, like I was telling Lynn, if I'm about 30, I'm also about 70.
Oh, you can swing either direction.
Well, that's how I'm equidistant.
We'll look forward to that conversation. Let's pay Nick some attention as well. Welcome back. You were gone.
Yes, I was gone for a bachelor party and then a wedding. That was last night. So 12 hours ago I was singing every word to "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys. I believe is what I was doing 12 hours ago.
I hear it in your voice.
Yeah. That's how you know you're making bad decisions, most likely.
Yes. Yeah, that was good decision.
Did your speech go well? You were nervous about your.
I was very nervous about my speech. Some grandpas shook my hand and said I did a good job. So I think that's a good stamp of approval. My hand was shaking because I was about to cry. And, my nose was dripping. I don't think anyone saw that part though.
But now they know.
Because you were nervous or because you were crying?
Because I was crying. It was my best friend,
Oh, got ya.
So,
any jokes about a goat or anything like that? Anything inappropriate?
No, but so the bride was actually my first girlfriend from 6th grade. So I made a bunch of jokes about that. Those landed.
Okay, that's fantastic. And what are your friends' names, the newlyweds?
Peyton and Taylor. Peyton Kelly and Taylor Murray. So now they're Mr. and Mrs. Kelly, which is it's going to be hard because I've known them since I was 12. Since I was 12.
Well, congratulations to them. That's very exciting.
Yes.
So let's see, regular business. We're going to riff on the police report. We also have national days to talk about and birthdays to do. Weather. Do you want to do the weather? There's what it is.
Yes. It's 57 degrees and mostly sunny.
Yeah. Thank you, Todd.
You're welcome, Jaron. That's I do that for free.
Police report, we have 26 in the category of traffic, 7 in the category of animal, 7 suspicious activity, 6 assault, 5 harassment, 5 fire, 5 trespass, 4 welfare, and singles the rest of the way
Does
down.
traffic seem a little high to you this week?
That's also counting, since we didn't have a show on Friday, I lumped it all together. So it wasn't that busy of a weekend for our boys in blue.
That's good to know.
That is a good memory that you have for the statistics.
Oh, I'm all about statistics.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have giggling from the rest of the studio for that. 526 South Marion reports someone has dumped corn at the end of the driveway, and it has a purple chemical on it. It was also thrown up in the driveway. 108 responded, documentation.
Hold on, somebody threw up in addition to...
So my deducted reasoning thinks that an animal ate the corn. The corn had the purple chemical on it. The dog or cat or whatever animal probably then threw the corn up.
I got the impression there was a whole bunch of corn.
A whole bunch of corn, and then they threw more up closer to the house. And then the purple chemical, what was that like back in the 90s? It was like that purple ketchup that you squirted on fries and things. You know what I'm talking about?
Jelly?
Not jelly. It's like there's a name for it.
Chlorine?
not chlorine.
So corn that would be planted, but this is not planting season, would be treated and look purple. I mean, it would have like a powder on it that's part of the it protects it from bugs and helps it germinate. But that'd be in the spring that corn would be the case.
I don't know enough about corn.
We should get off the ag stuff, probably.
1504 East Washington Street. Caller reports her son and daughter had stopped at the BP in Washington. When they came back out from the store, they had a suspicious envelope on their windshield. The son picked up the envelope and threw it. He did not open it. 106 checked the parking lot and did not locate the envelope.
What do you think was in it? I bet it was cash.
I feel like every time that's happened to me, it's usually come to this church. That's what it usually has been for me. But I like my imagination to run away, and it could be $100, and they just threw it away.
People do these acts of kindness, at drive-through when they buy it for the car behind them. And there's a thing.
And they could have thrown it away.
Here's a little something to get you started.
Yeah.
1413 East 3rd. Caller reports several juveniles trying to break into cars. 106 and 110 both responded and pulled over a vehicle containing the suspects, who advised that they were playing tag near the area and were never on the property. And kids have never lied.
Yes, never. And tag's a good excuse if you're.
Well, it'd be interesting if they could identify the type of tag they were playing. I think that's another question and take it. Freeze, TV, what, Dating tag?
Yeah, that's a new one. I just made it up. All right, we're going to move right on. 632 East 2nd Street reports a blue truck drove by her residence and threw fake $100 bills at her neighbor boy.
Were they in envelopes?
Maybe.
Well, it does not seem, that's not in the log. Request to speak with an officer, 108, spoke with the caller, blue Dodge Ram pickup, documentation. I also don't know. There's lots of weird things happening. We have two more.
Do you think it's getting close to Halloween and kind of that? There was a weird moon last night.
It was a full moon.
And so I don't know if all that's playing into this.
Could be.
A lot of tricks, no
Good
treats
stuff.
though.
No treats.
1401 North 4th, 109 reports locating the stolen German Shepherd puppy.
Which we talked about on the show, I forget how long ago, but
Several weeks now.
yeah.
The dog catcher responded to hold the dog until the owner is off work. 109 contacted the owner and met at the dog pound. The puppy, Nova Lynn, was reunited with her owner.
Oh.
That's today's good news of the day.
That's the good news of the day right there.
I think that's fantastic.
Yes, it is. We have one other loose animal in Kelowna. Reports a black bull on Highway 22 west of Kelowna. 9210 responded. They were getting it back in.
Wow.
You don't think it was the namesake? Are you aware that Kelowna is named after a bull? The Kelowna was this guy's bull. And the town of Kelowna, that's why people sometimes
Bull
call it
Town.
Bull Town.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
That's a Mike Zaw's factoid. Or it's just a fact.
I saw a guy run over a cow in Kelowna one time. It wasn't a bull. It was just a regular cow. But then he backed up and the cow got up and ran away.
So not at full speed then? Or yes, at full speed,
Well,
but the cow was fine?
Let me clarify. When I got there, the guy's front wheels were on the cow. So I don't know I don't know anything about the speeds. He backed up and then the cow ran down a ditch and jumped over a fence and seemed fine.
I'm taking bull versus cow. I'm taking the bull every time.
For
Well, they can both be large. But
Yes.
Well, I think I would take the truck.
I'm going to bull.
we can hop into ag if we'd like and talk about the differences: steer, heifer, cow, and bull. Do we know what all four of these are?
What was her name that came on the show with her prize steer?
The Holmes.
The Holmes family. They taught me what all
A steer
is intact. Or not intact.
As a bull that is in transitioning, right?
Yes.
Yep. A heifer would be like a virgin cow.
Yes.
Okay, and a bull is like
Intact. We are killing it today. I think it's time that we go to break.
Yeah, I think we need to get Todd out of here.
What trouble could possibly happen? You're watching Washington Live. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien, with the co-host joining me this morning.
possibly for the last time.
No trouble. No trouble to be had. Hey, stick around after the break. We're going to talk about the play that Todd is in, with Lynn and with Brandi. We'll see you after the break.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hey, do you know what the least spoken language in the world is?
What?
Sign language. Because you don't speak it.
Silent language?
Yes.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. Thanks, Todd, for the joke of the day that just played. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien. I'm joined now by our guests today, Director Lynn Loula and Brandi Glaspie. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
glad to be here.
Touch of housekeeping really quick. I forgot to mention birthday shout-outs. If you have one, please put it in the chat, or you can email washialive@gmail.com. Also, if you haven't clicked the like and follow to be notified when we go live, please do that. You can always watch the show now, or you can watch it later, and if you follow, you'll get those notifications. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about, before we talk about the play itself, I'd love to do a little bit of background and talk about your experience in theater and how you got into it. And for those that might not know, why don't you just share a little bit about yourself, Lynn, and how you're in theater?
Okay. Well, I started out in speech, and at UNI, where I went to school, that included some theater, which was fun. And then when I started teaching, the possibility to do the theater in the school where I was came up. So that's when I first started doing that. And then I went to grad school and got a director's MFA.
Awesome.
And I've done a lot of community theater in different places, including Washington. And then I've had 2 high school gigs, one of them for just a couple of years. And then more recently, I was at the high school here in Washington for 16 years, and 15 of those I directed the plays. So two a year for 15 years.
That is impressive. Your longest tenure was at the Washington High School?
Yeah. In between the first high school and Washington, I did a lot of moving around, and in the States, which was Ohio and Connecticut, I worked in community theaters. And then I was in Taiwan for 3 years, and I didn't do any directing during that time. So a little break, and then back here.
Well, and that was going to be my next question. I knew that you had lived in Taiwan. And is theater prevalent in Taiwan? You weren't involved in it, but is it a common thing there, or no?
Well, of course, they have Chinese opera, and that is very common. That's the one you've probably heard, the strange sounding boing 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 kind of music and singing that to us sounds pretty discordant, but it's a very ancient traditional thing there. They have the interesting face painting and that kind of thing with it, but most small villages would have a stage where there would be Chinese opera done during a festival or something like that. So it wasn't just the big opera, it was very much everywhere.
Well, I can say I've learned something today then, because I did not know all of that. Likewise, that national holiday in Taiwan, the date today is 10/10, and that's
Right. They call it the National Day, and it's when, back when it was just one China, it's when they broke from the emperor. I think I read 1912, back when everybody was breaking with their kings and queens and so forth, and that's when they got rid of the emperor.
Like our 4th of July, the independence that we celebrate is what they're celebrating today, I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you for the learning. Brandi, what about your story? How did you, of course, we went to school together. I was your student. I mean, we're all connected like that. Your background in theater, what pulled you to it?
Well, I was the quiet kid back in the day, and then in junior high is when I did my first theater experience at all. And then once I hit high school, that's when I was really more active, and so I've been doing theater ever since. So I've been active in theater for over 20 years now.
Isn't it crazy to say things like that?
Yes.
Because I'm right with you. I'll have a 20-year class reunion this year, which is a whole thing. Yep. So the play that you're directing and that you're in and that Todd is Duff in, tell us about it. It's called All Because of Agatha. First, how do you select a play and narrow it down? Do you have a big pile of all of the things you want to do, and then it depends on who's available, or how did you land on selecting All Because of Agatha?
Yeah, all of those things, really. I go to the website, I guess it would be, of the publishing company. And a lot of times those webs have a place where you can type in, I want to play with 20 people in it, or I want to play with only one set in it, or just put in the general things that you want in a play, and then they'll come up a list of different things, and then of course there'll be a little, just like when you look for a movie to watch, there'll be a little description and a little plot synopsis, that kind of thing. And honestly, with All Because of Agatha, like so many people, I assumed it was going to be about Agatha Christie.
Oh,
in
yeah,
some
we were
ways.
talking
yeah,
about
I keep telling people it's not Agatha Christie. And I hope that doesn't keep some people from coming because it's a really fun play. But I
the
ordered
premise
it.
being the 30-year-old man that Todd is? Or wait, what is it about for our viewers?
Agatha is actually a witch, and the play takes place in Salem, Massachusetts, where this young couple buy a house, and they're warned ahead of time that a witch will come haunt the house on November 22nd.
All right.
But the lady, Joan, which is what Brandi plays, is thrilled. She can't wait to meet a witch. Well, Duff isn't so sure about it, but
Nice.
she charms him, I guess you might say. And then you go to a little bit later when they're living in the house, and they plan a party for the night that the witch is supposed to show up. And that's the main scene, is when there are 8 people in the house, and here comes Agatha.
Do we have secrets on the cast or who the witch is, or any
No.
like reveals or anything
No,
like
no,
that?
I don't think so. Julie Getz is playing Agatha.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, yeah, and she's not been on stage before. She was my stage manager for the show we did last December, and she's worked with children's theater some. But she and I are friends, and she says, "Would there be anything I might be able to do in this one?" And I said, "How about acting?" Because the witch is supposed to be tall and thin with a low voice, and
those are all those things Julie has, yeah.
Those are all Julie.
That is super exciting
Yeah.
to see have a first timer on the stage.
Yeah,
Neat.
yeah.
And this kind of ties in with Halloween a little, right? Witch in Salem and
I'm hoping so.
the season. It seems like
I'm
the
hoping
spirits
so.
will be directed that way.
Yeah.
So there's the premise. How many people are in the cast?
10.
10 of us. 10 of
So a little smaller than the average most of the time, and I like that. When I did the high school shows, what I typed in for the number in the cast was usually 20.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be sure everybody that came out for it would get a part.
Well, it's nice. It sounds and like an intimate cast and small number.
Right.
For those, and we always plug this in the chat as well, so we can put the link to the tickets or the link to the Community Theater Facebook page. But when is the show?
We're opening this coming Friday. The
Okay.
14th? Is that why you look
Yep,
like this?
Friday, so-
Yeah, we open Friday this week, and then play Saturday, and then the following weekend, the 21st, 22nd, in the evening, and then on the 23rd, it's a Sunday matinee.
Do you do one Sunday matinee on the 23rd, or are you doing one on the 16th as well?
No, just
Okay.
just the last show.
So if you're watching right now, this is Monday the 10th, and this Friday the 14th, Saturday the 15th, then next week, Friday the 21st, Saturday the 22nd, and I typically try to do the Sunday matinee. That's when I can squeeze
Get
out
away,
the time.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Other events, we mentioned the VI Pink. I know we're kind of swinging around a little bit, but this Thursday is a big event, Chalktoberfest in the park, where lots of restaurants are participating and shops are participating in giving away a chocolate sample. And then there's a special ticketed event with the hospital, which Brandi, you also are coordinating. Can you share with anyone about that Thursday event?
Sure. Well, this year we have 22 businesses participating, so that's huge. But it's just $10 for the Chalktoberfest ticket, and then it's $30 to upgrade then to the VI Pink, which you get a swag bag that the hospital's putting together, and it's going to be fun.
And drink tickets and,
And
food.
drink tickets and
I have a
food
buffet
from
for
JP's,
those guys.
actually.
Yeah. No, it's a fun one. It keeps us busy because we're making pizzas and
Yes.
sandwiches and wraps and.
Yes, it's a huge event. And then, of course, we have hospital staff around at some of the businesses that give information and extra goodies and stuff. So
And I was someone that had not been to Washington before, and they came in this weekend, and we're just thrilled with all of the things that we have going on. There's stuff to do. Thursday, of course, there's the play, and at the time they came in, there was the Hocus Pocus and the movie in the park and the Relay for Life that have all just been completed, but lots of fun activities. So we'll go to break in just a second, but before we do, and then when we come back, if we've missed anything, we'll cover it, we'll play the birthday game. Before we go to break, I was wondering if you have a favorite play that you recall, and this is a two-part question, and if you have a play that you haven't done yet that you really want to do, like your wish list, and what that might be. For you, Brandi, do you have a favorite or most memorable show? Of course, this one's front and center.
it is really hard to choose. There's been so many, and of course, there's good things about all of them that, So no, all of them. I just love theater.
For me, the most vivid, like I was thinking, it's a hard question. Wait, what's my answer? I remember working at the pool at the same time that the Wizard of Oz play was done, and I got to play in the pit for that. And just the cast and the costuming for Wizard of Oz was pretty impressive.
Do you know that that's the play for next summer?
Now it'll be probably 20 years. Okay, that makes
something
perfect.
like that.
Okay, good to know. I've been thinking I need to carve out. I miss it. It's so much fun to be in a play, and I haven't done anything in such a very long time.
Almost got you in one a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Didn't I?
And now work, sometimes it's getting better where I think I could carve it out. I mean, I feel like you've got lots of busy people in your shows that make it work.
We do.
So I'm hopeful. Do you have another wish list play that you want to mention?
I don't think I really do. Like I said, most of the plays that I chose when I was doing the high school, at least, I would go through that process on the computer because I had to have something with a lot of people in it.
Sure.
And I love to do Agatha Christie. I probably would do another Agatha Christie. And I've kind of gotten out of the habit of doing musicals, but it might be fun to work on a musical sometime
To do a musical again. Lots of people involved in the musical.
Yes.
Lots of players and the
That's
cast
right.
or the
That's
pit,
right.
all of
That's
that.
right. Oh, speaking of Wizard of Oz, I might just give a little plug for the upcoming season.
Perfect.
Which is, it'll start, of course, the season starts in the fall. So this is the beginning of this. No, that's not right. It starts in January.
Okay.
And that's the new year is the new year. And the first one in the winter is Clue. And then
That'll be a fun one.
The Wizard of Oz then in June. And then next year at this time, I'll be directing Father of the Bride.
That also sounds like fun.
Yes, I hope so.
So for those that might want to audition, what is the best way to know about auditions or to audition to be in a show?
We usually have notice in the newspaper about it. Kat Nelson, who's the manager out at the community theater, has things on the Facebook page.
Which we will have that Facebook page in the chat. So if you're interested in seeing the show, knowing about, like, clicking the link to get the tickets, or she puts auditions on the Facebook too, so you can follow that.
She does. And then there's usually a phone number. Several people this year who I hadn't met before called me to ask me about it and what they needed to do. And so the word did get out pretty well. I wish we could get some more people for auditions. I usually have to make telephone calls and twist a few arms to get
So
my
there are opportunities then
Yes,
for people.
there are.
All right.
There are.
Well, we're talking about the play All Because of Agatha with director Lynn Loula and cast member Brandi Glaspie. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to finish out with the birthday game on this episode of Washington Live. We'll see you after the break.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien. I'm joined in the studio by our producer, Nick Steffens, and our guests today, Lynn and Brandi. We're going to close out with the birthday game. But before we do, tickets for the play are $12, $6 for students all the way through high school, you
That's
mentioned.
right.
And the show is at 7:30 p.m. with the matinee at 2:30 p.m. And we'll save other stories for another time. Lynn has directed Brandi forever, we said on the break. There's also some stories, I think, from my high school days, and we'll save those for the next show. Nick, before we play the game, did you do theater at all? I meant to ask that earlier.
So I went to UNI as well, and I did a few theater things my senior year just because I needed some credits, and I was like, I signed up for a theater class thinking it was just like analysis of theater, and it's like, oh no, like you write and perform your own things, and I was like, and it's too late to drop the class, so it looks like I'm doing theater.
Well, you're a good student. I'm sure you did fine.
I did. I got an A, and then I had a speech impediment growing up, so my mom and speech therapist thought it would be good if I did theater when I was like 10 years old, and so I was Prince Charming in Rapunzel.
Good memory.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So if that play comes back, you
Yes.
could,
If you need a
be
Prince
quick
Charming for
study.
Rapunzel, I can be the understudy maybe.
Quick study on the lines. Well, we do have some birthdays to mention. If you have a birthday shout out, anniversary, or local event that you'd like us to plug, you can always put that in the chat or email it to washialive@gmail.com. Today, friends of mine that have birthdays include Amy Cook, Josh Gahn, and I think we have a shout out from Todd to Chelsea Rugg. Happy birthday to you. And we have celebrity birthdays. Would you refresh on the rules for our guests today?
Yes, I kind of touched on it, but I'm going to put a celebrity whose birthday is today on the screen, and then you have to guess their age. If you're within 3 years, you get a point. If you get it right on, you get 2 points.
I will
So,
help with scorekeeping.
are you guys?
What are those points good for?
Oh, you can win this.
Yes, there is the trophies.
It used to be if you won, you win. But now win that, and it's just kind of a nice light way to end the show. It's also a national day. This is strange.
Oh.
What is this national day?
It's National Kick Butt Day, so it's just supposed to be a
weird.
day to go out and just kill it.
Oh, so not literal kicking of butts.
Yeah, no,
but
not
just, like,
kicking butts.
Too good.
Just you go out and seize the day type of thing.
Yeah, not quite as eloquent as Carpe Diem, which I think was in your classroom. Or anyway. Yeah.
But
seize the day, no less.
yes, basically. So the first
Take us
celebrity
through
we
it.
have in the birthday game is the former quarterback Brett Favre. A little stuck in a little bit of scandal right now, but
Again? Oh, that's right, because of the money. He also
Yes.
got in a little scandal, like doing.
Sending-
He's had a few scandals.
he sent some inappropriate text messages.
Never heard of him.
He is we are in a different category.
There was another athlete that I subtracted. I was like, that's
He's
too many athletes.
a quarterback. Big deal for some people. Who would like to go first on H, if you'd like? And then I'll go first on the next one or something. Is this a recent photo?
This is due to his recent exploits. This is very recent.
Well, this is so vague for them. Basically, he was funneling money the wrong direction. I think he was supposed to be using it. He's about 30. It says Todd in the back. Says, he's about 30. So I think you guess Todd's age. And you're going to be good. Well, take it away, Brandi.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's older.
This is not a high stakes game. There's
He's
nothing
older.
to.
I don't know. 58.
Lynn, what would you
Probably
like to
older.
guess?
62.
So we got 58, 62, and I will do 59 then. I'll go in the middle. We could all get a point.
He is 53, so none of you get a point.
None of us.
But I was closest.
Actually.
53.
53. So no points for anyone, but he's been working hard. That's a lot of.
Next up, we have Mario Lopez. He does some days show now, but Saved by the Bell, Slater.
Of course, we know that one. Would you like to go first with Mario?
37.
And I will do 42. I mean, he's a good-looking 42, but I think he's a little older than I am. I'm 38.
So I'll
Not sure.
do 41.
He is actually 49. He is aging extremely well. I don't know how much of that is
Out of a bottle.
genes or if
So 49, we are not doing great.
still no scores on the board. Now we have Bradley Whitford, known for playing the press secretary in The West Wing, and Get Out. I'm trying to think what else he's in.
I thought CJ Craig was was the press secretary, and he was a
Chief of
staffer.
Staff. That's what he is. Chief of Staff.
And also, he is in The Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
And I've not seen Ghost, Todd mentions. I'll go first with Bradley. Let's go with 50. Oh, let's okay. We're going to go to 60. 1.
I'll say 58.
I'll go with, should go for flat 70. 'cause
Flat
why
70.
not?
Yeah. Jaron's put someone on the board. He is 63. So Jaron, you get a point.
I get 8 points. Just killing it today.
And now we have our last.
Oh,
We have our last celebrity, David Lee Roth, Van Halen, I believe.
yes.
I believe.
That is something. Yeah. Okay. So David Lee Roth, whose turn is it to go first? Would you like to, Brandi?
Sure. We'll go with 80. He's looking rough.
So 80, what would you like to guess?
I'll say 72.
I will go in the middle there and do 76.
He is actually only 68, but I assume he has not made the healthiest life choices. Todd is celebrating in the back.
Yes, Todd would have been on the board for a tie. It appears that I win this episode of the birthday situation with one single point.
That's good for you.
Thank you for placating and us with that closeout. Of course, we were here to talk about All Because of Agatha, and if you'd like to see the show, you can get your tickets via the link in the chat, or enjoy the show this Friday, Saturday, and next week, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday matinee. Thank you for joining us to talk about the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for watching Washington Live, powered by KCTC. We will see you on Wednesday at 10.